The OnePlus 15 has seen some major upgrades this year, and honestly, it feels like a whole new generation of the OnePlus lineup. As I mentioned in the earlier unboxing video, this phone's gaming power is seriously impressive. To push the limits of high refresh rate gaming even further, OnePlus introduced a 165Hz display. But here's the catch. Because 165Hz and a 2K display don't currently play well together, OnePlus decided to skip the 2K panel this time. That choice may sound controversial, but it actually sparked a new wave in the ultra-high refresh rate gaming scene. If you've played games like Delta Force or Crossfire, you probably noticed how much smoother they run at 165 FPS compared to 120 FPS. It's a noticeable jump. Whether or not you think giving up a 2K display for that smoother experience is worth it is up for debate, but OnePlus clearly had gaming in mind here. A quick shout out to my tech partner from China for sharing this video. A big thank you for making this possible. Hey everyone, it's Maiky from techmaiky. If you love staying updated with the latest gadgets, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on our exciting tech content. Now, let's talk battery life, because that was a hot topic with last year's OnePlus 13. The OnePlus 15 comes packing a massive 7,300 mAh battery, paired with a 1.5K display and the new Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 gaming platform. With this combo, battery life concerns are basically gone. In my testing, I managed to stretch it to 3 full days of use across different scenarios, from 100% to a full shutdown. You can check out the chart on screen for the detailed breakdown. Compared to the OnePlus 13, every test showed clear improvements. In my 4-hour heavy use simulation, the OnePlus 15 still had about 50% battery left, meaning you can easily get around 8 hours of use if you're not gaming all day. Even in a 5-hour heavy use benchmark, it nearly matched the Xiaomi 17 Pro Max, just slightly below it, so there's really no questioning its endurance. Of course, that efficiency partly comes from the 1.5K screen. With a 2K panel, it might not have done as well. Charging speeds are still top tier too. The 120-watt wired charging now takes about 48 minutes to reach 100%, which is a bit slower than the 30-minute mark we saw before, but that's understandable given the larger battery. You also get 50 watts wireless charging, which keeps it right at the top in fast charging capabilities. So what about the 1.5K 165Hz display itself? Well, at lower brightness levels, there's no visible blur, and under normal lighting, it looks quite similar to the OnePlus 13. I wouldn't say it's sharper, but it's definitely on par. Eye comfort has also been improved with full brightness DC dimming, high-frequency PWM dimming at low brightness, and additional eye protection modes. Unless you're pixel peeping side by side with the OnePlus 13, you'll hardly notice any downgrade. Plus, with that extended battery and gaming optimization, it's a solid trade-off. Design-wise, the OnePlus 15 feels a lot like the 13T, though it's tough to say which one looks better. Sadly, the Hasselblad branding is gone, which might disappoint some fans. But the new Dune Color version I've been testing has a premium, totally unique texture. OnePlus says it's built with aerospace-grade nanomagnetic metal, and once you hold it, you'll see what they mean. It feels incredibly solid and smooth. I won't go deep into gaming tests again since I covered that earlier, so let's jump to the camera comparison with the OnePlus 13. In daylight shots, there's a noticeable difference in white balance and sharpening. The OnePlus 15 applies slightly heavier sharpening, giving the photos crisper detail. The same pattern continues across other samples. Resolution is similar, but the 15's tuning gives it a slightly sharper edge. At night, the difference isn't huge, but the OnePlus 15 handles noise better. In darker scenes, the OnePlus 13 tends to produce more grain, while the 15 keeps things cleaner. In brighter nighttime shots, both are close, though again, the 15's sharpening stands out a bit. The telephoto comparison was also interesting. The OnePlus 15 starts at an 85mm focal length, so I matched the 13 for fairness. Across several samples, both performed similarly, but the 15 had slightly more saturation and crisper details. Even at 10x zoom, both held up surprisingly well in daylight, but the OnePlus 15 pulled ahead just a little in overall detail clarity. In low-light zoom shots, the OnePlus 15's dynamic range is noticeably better. It processes shadows more aggressively, pulling out more hidden details. Both reach their limits around 10x zoom at night, but the 15 consistently shows stronger performance overall. So after seeing all this, what do you think? Without the Hasselblad branding, and with that trade-off between 2K and 165Hz, is the OnePlus 15's overall package still worth it? Personally, I think it's a bold move, one that delivers incredible gaming, battery, and everyday performance while keeping the signature OnePlus smoothness intact. When I reviewed the Find X9, I mentioned something important. It's easy for a system to run smoothly in one specific scenario, but what really stands out is when it can keep multiple apps running smoothly, opening and closing them continuously without stutters. And when it can jump right back to where you left off in almost any situation, that's genuinely impressive. Right now, ColorOS 16 absolutely leads in this department. It feels incredibly fluid, and with the latest updates, the overall animation transitions in OnePlus's ColorOS 16 have become even more seamless than before. The new light field texture design is another thing you'll notice right away on the OnePlus 15. The changes are pretty clear, from the shortcut icons on the lock screen and the glowing effect when you unlock with numbers, to the redesigned desktop icons and the little step shortcut button on the home screen. Compared to ColorOS 15, these visual updates make everything feel more modern and dynamic. Even the fluid cloud animation has been upgraded. It now changes depending on the angle you swipe it upward, which gives it a more realistic motion. There's also the new small step assistant, which I found surprisingly useful. The memory feature that lets you resume and summarize video content is a clever addition. It saves time and makes multitasking smoother. The one-click screen ask function has become smarter too, with much better recognition accuracy. And features like the mini window and full screen always on display that appear while logging into games are now available on the OnePlus 15, and they actually make gameplay management a lot more convenient. Even when I pushed the phone with a 7.7 watt performance stress test, the OnePlus 15 maintained a steady high frame rate. It didn't quite hit 120 FPS, but it stayed at a consistent 90 FPS, which is much better than dropping all the way down to 60 FPS and risking lag. Honestly, this balanced approach keeps everything smoother and more stable, and it shows how well the system is optimized. Overall, ColorOS 16 on the OnePlus 15 delivers great improvements in performance, smoothness, and stability. That said, I do have a few suggestions. For example, since Fluid Cloud can already recognize addresses and open them in third-party apps, adding a teleport feature for faster navigation would be really useful. And another thing, when users enable high refresh rate mode, it should run at a full 120 Hz across all apps, not just in some. It would make the experience much more consistent. In terms of hardware, you've still got premium features like wireless charging, dual stereo speakers, and in-display fingerprint unlocking. If OnePlus continues to lead the industry in vibration feedback quality too, that'll only strengthen its unique feel. So, wrapping it up, the OnePlus 15 trades last year's 2K 120Hz display for a 1.5K 165Hz one. Some people might question that choice, but when you look at the ultra-high frame rate gaming experience, it makes sense. The jump to 165 FPS genuinely makes a noticeable difference. Combined with the big battery, 1.5K resolution, and the new Snapdragon platform, the battery life is easily among the best right now. Sure, the camera improvements over the OnePlus 13 aren't massive, but they're solid. The real highlights are the gaming performance, battery life, and overall system fluidity. ColorOS 16 keeps things incredibly stable while pushing smoothness and visual polish to a new level. I was honestly expecting a higher price for all these upgrades, but what about you? Are you satisfied with how OnePlus priced it this time? That's all for today's video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you enjoyed it. I'll see you in the next one.